Breaking news this morning, the Irish government has informed the EU they will not comply with a demand to force hate speech laws on the Irish public. This is a hugely significant moment for free speech in Ireland. We know that a few years ago, they wanted to bring in hate speech laws. It got shut down. In my personal opinion, the only reason they did this really for the Irish public is probably just because the Gardaí couldn't police this. If it was very simple and easy to police, they would do it. Like in the UK, 12,000 people have been arrested and went to prison over hate speech laws, over hate speech liking, viewing posts on X, on the internet. But in Ireland, we don't have the resources to arrest and crack down on hate speech like they do in the UK. That's the only reason they prevented that. They want to allocate their money elsewhere. And to be perfectly honest, good job, Irish government, because that would have literally caused a war, guys. I mean, that's like an act of treason, trying to suppress free speech in this country. I'm sure Donald Trump and JD Vance looking over from the USA, they wouldn't appreciate us in Ireland bringing in hate speech laws. Hopefully Donald Trump secretly told Micheál Martin on the St. Patrick's Day parade of this year, do not bring in these hate speech laws or there will be consequences. I think the Irish government is pretty afraid of Trump though. Let's be honest, guys. This is the only reason they didn't bring in these laws. It's not because they don't want to bring them in. It's for other reasons that they're forced not to bring them in.
Minister, is it your intention to reintroduce the hate speech legislation that was a dramatic failure in the last government and proposed by the previous Minister for Justice?
The answer is no, but can I just give you an overview as to why the answer is no? I'm fairly satisfied that Ireland has transposed the European Council framework decision on combating certain forms and expressions of racism and xenophobia in a manner appropriate and tailored to the domestic system of law in Ireland. I want to assure members of the House that Ireland's position has been communicated to the European Commission, and our position is that the framework decision is fully transposed in Irish legislation in a manner that is appropriate and tailored to Ireland's domestic system of criminal law and procedure, and is in line, of course, with Article 40.6 of the Constitution, which expressly respects and protects the rights to freedom of expression and people to express their views freely.
Great job, Jim O'Callaghan. Great job. Okay, my friend Jim O'Callaghan. I won't be going to prison anytime soon, so I know all my right-leaning conservative women and men that are watching me, Maria Steen and these few other barristers that watch me, you won't have to defend me in court anytime soon, hopefully, for my freedom of speech that I give from my box room in Galway. Of course, it's great to see there's already legislation against hate laws, stuff like that. Certain criteria of people are protected, members of the traveling community, etc., etc. There's about 8 or 9 different people protected there. Like he said, Article 45 protects free speech. We are allowed to have freedom of speech in Ireland. Never take that away from us, or there will be hell to pay in Ireland. While all this debate of free speech is going on in the Republic of Ireland and bringing in hate speech laws, trying to silence the Irish public, the Gardaí and the justice system of Ireland should be focusing on things like this, guys. Certain areas and streets in Dublin are now completely swarmed with Roma gypsy migrants drinking on the streets, paid for by the Irish taxpayer, because we know that they're not working jobs. The Irish people are paying them the dole. Look at what the government has done to Ireland. Jesus. Seriously, lads.
Very good, very good.
Very good. No. Very good. No. Very bad. So obviously that's a famous street in Dublin, everybody knows. And you know, that street in Dublin, what the fuck is the name of that street? So that's a famous street in Dublin called Moore Street for all my overseas viewers. And Moore Street used to be famous for its historical market and foods and selling of apples, and old Irish ladies and men would be there and they'd be selling stuff, bartering things, and you could kind of get good deals on fresh fruit and vegetables. Now, in 2025 Ireland, Dublin, it's a flipping hellhole. There's stabbings, there's shootings, robberies, sexual predation there, sexual assaults. It's completely awash with Roma gypsies and foreign illegal immigrants that are destroying the country. They're not working. They're not helping to contribute to society. They don't speak English. They're destroying the whole country. They're destroying the culture, heritage, and the entire streets of Dublin. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. Because the EU and UN keep flooding them in. Good job, lads. And speaking of the Roma gypsy, we have here, judge tells Joseph Pushka's family to get their affairs in order. Okay, members of the family of convicted murderer Joseph Pushka have been told that they need to get their affairs in order before October 22nd, as they will be in real risk of being jailed for the offences connected to the murder of Aisling Murphy almost 4 years ago. Hopefully, all these scumbags right here go to prison or get deported. Matter of fact, I would love for them to get deported back to Slovakia and put in prison there, because prison in Eastern Europe is way worse than prison in Ireland. Here we have the 4 members of Joseph Pushka's family. Hold on, the names are ridiculous as well. Lubomir Pushka, Vera Gazova, Marek Pushka, and Josefina Grunzova. Just ridiculous, lads. Just ridiculous. And we have this beautiful, let's be honest, guys, Irish woman, Aisling Murphy, fatally stabbed by Joseph Pushka in an attack in 2022. I've suggested to the Irish government, what have they done to prevent future Aisling Murphys? Are women allowed pepper spray or some sort of weapon to defend themselves? Nope. The Irish government have done nothing. So to all the beautiful Irish women of this country, guess what? You could be next, because the government haven't done anything to protect you. All they've done is put them in jail. That's nothing, guys. Putting people in jail doesn't solve the issue. What are you doing to solve the next Aisling Murphy when it happens? Because it's going to happen. Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. So this is going to go wrong once again. How can women now defend themselves? If there's some 5'3" woman, they're not able to fight a 6'4" man. But if they have certain weapons, if they have certain things to defend themselves, then they have a chance at fighting off these sexual predators that are lurking the streets of Ireland, that are brought in by the UN and the EU illegally, mind you. So what are you doing, guys, to prevent that? I'm still waiting for that answer. I've actually tried to research what did the Irish government do to prevent future Aisling Murphys. Nothing. They've done nothing, guys. I checked AI, I checked Grok, OpenAI. There was nothing. They just said that they're going to make the sentencing harsher. But who gives a shit about sentencing? What are you doing to protect women actively? Okay, for all the people out there that call people like myself misogynist, racist, homophobic, what are you doing to prevent that? Because I know I could defend Aisling Murphy. I hit the gym every day. I know martial arts. I train hard 2 hours a day. What do, you liberal cucks? Nothing. You can't do anything. You can't protect anybody. The last video we have here is again talking about Roma gypsy, illegal immigrants. This is from Giorgio Meloni in Italy, okay? Italia. Nothing has changed, just words and zero action. Let's face it. We have men here, illegal migrants, running down the streets of Italy. Of course, North Africa, places from war-torn countries. They're swinging swords looking like the Prince of Persia. Look at this guy. Look. Hold on a second, I don't know, did you guys see that? This guy ran past with a legit flipping sword that looked like something out of the early flipping 1600s in Rome. He had the 1600s Prince of Persia knife. Look at this guy, like an Arabian Night sword. What the heck, great crackpots. So the name of the common Arabian sword is the saif, which is the Arabic term for a type of curved sword, and the shamshir. It looks like a Persian sword, guys. I mean, you couldn't make this up. These guys are getting ancient weapons. They're getting ancient, medieval weapons. And they're running around the streets of flippin' Rome like it's the flippin' Middle Ages, like some barbaric savages. Curved swords, like Turkish weapons. I mean, they're just absolutely out of their head on drugs. It's completely insane, guys. They're really, really making Europe into a hellhole. I mean, they're literally coming from war zones and they're making Europe, mainland Europe, a war zone as well. Like shit, they just got out of a war zone. I'm not trying to come back into one. Let me know your thoughts on that. If you guys want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video so I can support you as well. Help push back against the mainstream media, the Irish government, and all the corrupt politicians in the world. Hit the join link underneath the video for just €3 per month to help support, and I'll see you guys all in the next one, man. Peace.